What is REBT? How to overcome depression using REBT? Rational Emotive Behavior Therapy, REBT, is a practical, action oriented approach to managing your emotions. Created by Dr. Albert Ellis in the 1950s, its core message is surprisingly simple. It's not what happens to you that makes you feel bad, it's what you tell yourself about what happens. In simple words, REB teaches you that your thoughts create your emotions. If your thinking is extreme, harsh, or unrealistic, your feelings become painful and overwhelming. But if you learn to change your thinking into something more balanced and rational, your emotions become healthier and easier to manage. Think of REBT as a thought detector for your internal monologue. It helps you identify the musts and shoulds that are making you miserable and swap them for more flexible, realistic thoughts. Our EBIT uses something called the ABC model. First is to identify the activating event, such as failing a test or getting rejected. Next is to identify your belief, where you might think, I must succeed at everything, and since I didn't, I am a total failure. Finally, identify the consequence, where you feel depressed and stop trying. REBT teaches you that you can't always change the activating event, but if you change the belief, you can change the consequence. Depression often feels like a heavy fog, but REBT gives you a flashlight to find the exit. One key strategy is catching must thinking. This refers to rigid, absolute demands we place on ourselves, others, or the world, such as I must be loved by everyone, life should be easy and fair, or I must never make a mistake. The fix is to turn these musts into preferences. You might say, I would prefer to be liked, but if someone doesn't like me, it's inconvenient, not a catastrophe. When a depressing thought hits, don't just accept it. Cross examine it like a lawyer. Ask yourself, is there any evidence that I am 100% worthless? Is it actually the end of the world or just really annoying? Does thinking this way help me feel better or solve the problem? This process of disputing helps break the cycle of extreme, harsh thinking that fuels painful emotions. REBT suggests that traditional self esteem is actually a trap because it is usually based on your achievements. If you do well, your esteem is high. If you fail, it crashes. The alternative is unconditional self acceptance. This means accepting yourself simply because you are a living, breathing human being who is allowed to be perfectly imperfect. You are not your mistakes, you are the person who experienced them. Depression often leads to I can't stand it is, where you feel like you can't handle the emotional pain. To combat this, remind yourself I don't like this feeling and it's very uncomfortable, but I can stand it. Acknowledging your ability to endure discomfort actually lowers the power that the discomfort has over you, making your emotions more manageable. Finally, REBT isn't just about thinking, it's about doing. Depression wants you to stay in bed, so the strategy is to force yourself to do one small thing that contradicts your I'm a failure belief. This could mean going for a short walk, calling someone you trust, completing one small task, applying for a job, or simply cleaning one corner of your room. The action does not have to be big. Even tiny steps create momentum. Depression often makes you feel stuck, but when you act, even in small ways, you begin to weaken its grip and rebuild a sense of control and strength. Thanks for watching. Like, follow, and share to help others.